Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content in my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. We got to get into the cartoon review, just in Green Lantern, but we're still in the superhero shenanigans, because now I'm going to be doing my review for Batman, the Animated Series, Episode 8, chat, The Forgotten. This is an episode. What this is, chat. The ingenuity. Thank you so much for another gift, for resubscribing, excuse me. 7 months in a row. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that. But this episode it's like if you took Batman. It's like some fucking coked out executive at Warner Bros. Like, hey, what if we took Batman, right, and we made him Cool Hand Luke. Batman is Paul Newman. Paul Newman is Batman. Let's do that, because that's what this is, chat. Batman infiltrates, not even infiltrates, chat. He's trying to figure out why all these homeless people in Gotham City are just suddenly disappearing. And he realizes they're being kidnapped to be used as slave labor in a chain gang somewhere in the Midwest, I guess, Southwest United States, for gold ore, and they work for this goddamn, slave driver, who's morbidly obese. It's such a bizarre episode, Chad. He loses his fucking memory. We're gonna get into it, but I'm like, what was the thinking for this? It's like I think the idea of like Bruce Wayne in a prison or something, like, that's cool. I think that's interesting, but why a chain gang in the Southwestern United States? Why the Western aesthetic? That was a little bizarre to me. Yeah, like Calvin. Yes, Calvin. It's like if Calvin Candy was the villain. Like if morbidly obese Leonardo DiCaprio was the villain in a Batman movie. That's what we got here right now. It's so out of place. And so is the music too, because when you think of Batman scores, they're orchestral, they're gothic, they're dark. This one's like ding 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 ding. It's like there's a banjo playing this episode. It's like, what? So not one of the best ones, Chet. It's kind of down there with the Underdwellers, in my opinion. I might even like the Underdwellers more than this. At least the Underdwellers had the Gotham aesthetic and everything. But yeah, this is goofy. And so opens up, chat, fucking Bruce Wayne. He's donating to the poors, chat. He's like, well, I want to do something for the mud people, obviously. I am Bruce Wayne. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. God give something to him. And he's donating a whole bunch of money and food to these soup kitchens and homeless shelters. And he's there because, he puts in his hours, chat. He's a good boy, that Bruce Wayne. Fucking Thomas and Martha, chat. Martha especially. They did right by good old Bruce. And so he's there, and he's like, so how are things? I don't know the guy's name. He's the head of the soup kitchen. He's like, so how are things, Bob? And Bob is like, whoa, it's weird. For whatever reason, a lot of our typical patrons who we see often, who have, lived here, they're just disappearing. We don't know where they are. Matter of fact, fucking one of my best volunteers, I think his name is Ridley. He just vanished like a couple weeks ago. And Bruce is like, did you tell the police? He's like, of course I told the police, but you think the police is going to, open up an investigation for missing homeless people? And Bruce Wayne's just shaking his head. He's like, well, if the police aren't going to do anything about it, the GCPD ain't going to do shit. I'm going to do shit, okay? I'm the goddamn Batman. He didn't say that, chat, but he has to. And it's interesting because I like what this episode introduces. Because Batman, not only is he like a master detective, mixed martial artist, ninja, everything on top of the chat. One of the most brilliant people in the world. But he loves dress up. He's a master of disguise. She's like, I'm gonna dress up as a bum and just wander the streets and alleyways of Gotham City until I'm kidnapped. That's his plan. And so, Chad, he puts on this whole costume. He fucking lathers himself in makeup, gives himself a 5 o'clock shadow, dyes all of his hair white for some reason. Not sure. I guess the people say, like, that can't be Bruce Wayne. His hair's white. Bruce Wayne's hair, as we know, is black. That's not Bruce Wayne. And so he gets his whole get up chat, and he just spends, I don't know, a few hours just patrolling the alleyways of Gotham. All these poor people are just starving to death. They're out there. They have the trash cans are on fire. It's not looking good. Eventually, he comes to this one place. See, he drives there in this very fancy car and shit. That's very important later on in the movie, or in the episode. He drives out there, chat, and he's wandering for hours. Eventually, he's come upon by 3 individuals who's like, hey, two individuals. He's like, hey, you looking for work, you bum? And he's like, oh, what's the pay? It pays nothing. And they attack him, chat, but they don't know he is in fact the Batman. And so he just pummels the shit out of them. And so you should probably get some answers here, Bruce. You should, concuss them until they're just derpy and they can't tell anything. But he's mad, chat. He don't like homeless people getting kidnapped, of course. And so he beats the shit out of them, chat. But it's like, there was a third one. And he gets fucking concussed on the back of the head, chat. I mean, it was bad, too. He gets concussed and he blacked out. Actually, I think with the 5 minutes, Bruce loves to be anyone but himself. That's true. You're right about that. Yeah. I even love it. Like in Batman Beyond, there's a great line that in an episode where I forget the context of it. But like Bruce. Because someone was trying to convince Bruce Wayne that he's crazy, like he's hearing voices and shit. And like the voice he hears is always saying Bruce, like that. And Terry goes like, how did you not know you were going crazy? Well, and Bruce Wayne says, I don't call myself Bruce. He calls himself Batman. Chad's like, it's a good. And so in that moment, he just wants to be Batman. That's his dominant personality. It's fucked up. And so he's been concussed, chat. And then we immediately cut to a 1930s, 40s chain gang, chat. It's the middle of the night, or it's just dawn. And we see all these guys, they're wearing tattered clothes, chat. They got holes in their socks. It's terrible. You got armed guards, you got barbed wire fences and dogs outside, chat. Everyone's snoring. It just smells like shit. There's no ventilation, chat. It's terrible, these conditions. And then we see these 2 guys getting up, chat. This one little Schmiegel man. We're just going to call him Schmiegel. He's like a well-dressed Schmiegel. And he's just talking. He's saying sarcastic things like, hey, Ridley, how you doing? Ridley, chat. Ridley, the one who was the volunteer, the best volunteer at the soup kitchen. He's there, too. And he's like, I'm doing okay, Schmiegel. Oh, who's the new guy? And they go over there. It's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Everything going okay? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, and they're like, hey, what's your name? And then chat, oh, my God. Because Bruce Wayne doesn't know his name. He's like, I don't know. Oh, he's lost his memory, chat, when he was so severely concussed. Probably has extensive brain damage now. He's been out for the entire. That's very bad, chat. If you've been out, if you've been knocked out for that period of time, that's brain damage territories. That's not good. And then they all fucking line up there, all line up for daily inspection. So they put them in the mines, chat, because they're mining for gold ore. And then this door opens, and we see the most obese man I've ever seen in cartoon form, chat. And he waddles out. He's snorting and farting and hawking, chat. He's eating like a turkey leg. And he's like, no one gets breakfast until they mine, or whatever the hell he's doing. Everyone's like, Jesus Christ. And something sets him off. He gets triggered very easily, chat. He's like, and to show you I mean business, fuck that guy. And they just grab this poor little guy. He's like, oh, God, no, sir. Put him in the box. Put him in the hot box. Roast him so we can eat. Are you going to eat him later? He makes multiple references throughout this episode, chat, that he eats some of these people. So we're dealing with a morbidly obese plantation Calvin Candy Batman villain here. It's like, wow, that's a lot going on. And so they put this poor guy in like a fucking, 1860s hotbox, chat, and he's sweating to death in there. And Bruce is like, where the fuck am I? And eventually they go work in the mines and everything. Meanwhile, we cut back to Gotham. Alfred, he's like, I prepared a wonderful breakfast for Bruce. He's walking there, got some coffee there. It's actually a small breakfast, probably some bacon, eggs, and some, you got a lot of protein in the morning. It's good. He's like, good morning, Master Bruce. And goes in the room, chat, opens the fucking, got him electronic curtain. That's pretty cool. And Bruce is not there. He's like, well, he's probably down there doing Batman shit. All right. He goes down there, not to be seen. Like, where the hell did he go? Is he still pretending to be a homeless man? And he's like, he goes to check all the cars. Chat, Batmobile's still here. But then he notices one of the cars is missing. He goes, huh. Like, this is pretty much Alfred's episode, chat. He does a lot in this thing. He's like, one of the cars is missing. Shit. Well, I know the cars have a tracker. Let me see if I can find him. And so he bops and beeps and boops on the Batman computer, chat. And he sees, okay, it's at the fucking docks at Gotham Harbor. It's like, shit, he wasn't in Gotham Harbor yesterday, obviously. I'm going to go down there and find it myself. And this is kind of weird. This is a little lazy, chat, because I doubt that Alfred would go down there in full butler attire. Like, he would probably wear, he dress a little bit down, or put on a jacket or some shit. And this thought was a little bizarre to me. In full butler attire, it's in the middle of a junkyard dock area. He's like, there's the fucking car. And he takes off the thing, and there's no Bruce Wayne. There's no Batman. He goes, what the hell's going on? And then he sees these guys. He hears these guys talking. He's like, we grabbed that bum last night. He gave us quite a whopping, though, but we got him. He's like, that must be Master Wayne. They got him. And he pulls off some MI6, casual clothing, exactly. And he pulls off, because Alfred, in the comics and in multiple iterations, there's a thing with the 5 minis. Alfred's always on the clock, Chris. I know, always working. He's a workaholic, much like Bruce Wayne. That's where fucking Bruce got it from, was Alfred. Terrible father figure. But Alfred's like, shit, okay, MI6 training activate. So he fucking rolls under the truck, chat. He places, I'm gonna track these sons of bitches, and he lets it go over him. He's like, all right, fuck, shit, I'm gonna get run over. And he heads back to the Batcave, because now he's got to look for where Master Bruce is. And eventually, we cut back to the mines where Bruce and Schmeagol loves it, chat. That's his natural habitat. And Ridley are working. And we learn a little bit about the characters. Schmeagol, he was fired from his job about a year ago. He became homeless, found hard times, and he was kidnapped, obviously, by these guys. Ridley, he works at, I think he's like an engineer, I believe. And he does the community service. And they just grabbed me a couple weeks ago, and I have a family, and they don't even know where I am. They're probably terrified what's happening. And Bruce is like, I don't know who the fuck I am. Do you remember, buddy? And like, I don't remember nothing. No. But he gets like these flashes, He gets these weird flashes. And so then they cut to like the next night or something. Or like they're sleeping, and then he has this dream, chat. Bruce has this dream, and he's walking this fun house, and he sees all these weird mirrors, and he sees different versions of himself. And then he sees like him in his classic, animated attire, the ugly brown suit and the mustard yellow shirt. He goes over there, and then and he starts laughing. He goes, until the laughter changes. And it turns into the Joker, chat, and the Joker grabs him, and he pulls him into the mirror, and they fall into the Gotham City. Him and the Joker just fall. Bats! You gotta love it! It's like, what? And he makes up, he doesn't even realize what he just saw right now. He has no idea. And then he wakes up, and they're back in the mines yet again. Next day, mine for that gold ore. And then there's a fucking cave-in, chat. There's a cave-in. And fucking everyone gets separated. Schmeagol, he's like separated from Bruce and Ridley, and Schmiegel's like, I'm trapped behind here, guys, and they're like, we'll get you out of there, Schmeagol, and he's like, hey man, finally get to relax, my first break of the day. They eventually get him out there, chat, and they all go out for inspection, eventually, and then the fucking, because not inspection, make to assess and make sure everyone's okay, that there weren't any injuries. So everyone gets out of the mine. The fucking morbidly obese cannibal man comes out. He goes, why aren't these guys working? It's like, well, there's a cave-in, sir, and we want to make sure they're okay, and they get some food and relax. Oh, no! Go back in there and clean that up. It's like, can't do it. And everyone's like, Schmeagol starts complaining. He's like, we just need some food. And he goes, fuck you, I'll eat you. And he tries to go for him. Oh, no, they said put him in the box. But, chat, before they can put him in the box, and they say maybe make an example of him so they're going to beat him to death or something. Fucking Ridley and Bruce are like, fuck that. They just start fighting all these guys, chat. And they're like, holy shit. They're just backhanding them, snapping legs, breaking bodies, chat. Eventually, they are overcome because there's just too many of the guards here. Thank you. Thank you, Edgy41, for the host. Hope you're enjoying the reviews right now. And so now they're put them in the box. Roast them, toast them. I'll eat them later. And so both Bruce and Ridley are put in the box. Ridley starts fucking, because they're in there for like at least 24 hours. And Ridley, he's hyperventilating. He remembers his family and shit. It's like, oh, my family. My family. I miss my family. And then Bruce just has like, that was a trigger. Family's my trigger. And then he has a flashback, chat. He sees the grave. He sees his father thrown up in the air as a little baby Bruce Wayne, a little baby 10-year-old, 8-year-old Bruce Wayne. I don't know. And then he sees the gunshots and the pearls, chat, the pearls. And then he sees the gravestone of his family. And then a lot of bats. And then all the way up to the building, kind of referencing the opening title sequence, which is a brilliant opening title sequence, as we all know, of him standing on top of the building, the lightning strikes. And he goes, fuck, I'm Batman. That's cool. Oh, shit, don't worry, guys, I'm Batman. I'm going to get you out of here. And he just, like, rips open the hot box. He just finds renewed strength, Chad's like, really, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come after you. Don't worry about it. kicks open the hotbox, gets him out of there. It's like, I gotta start infiltrating. I'm gonna leave. Oh, he fucking gets out of there, chap, and someone spots him via watchtower, and they're like, go after him. They're all chasing after him, chap. Meanwhile, we cut to Alfred, and he realized that, okay, Bruce is somewhere in the American Southwest. He's now in the Batplane, chat, but thankfully it's on automatic pilot. And so it's just taking him there. It's like, whoa. Alfred's like, oh, this is scary. It's like, you were a fucking MI6 agent, man. This isn't scary for you. It's supposed to be a comedic moment. It doesn't really work, in my opinion, because Alfred's like, can we just land the plane? Could you please land the plane? The plane's like, there's too much. The terrain's not good. We have to get to a different spot. And he's like, no, just do it now. And the plane says, your funeral. It's like, all right. I know it's for kids, but come on. That was kind of lame. Eventually, it lands, but it makes like a kind of almost like a crash landing. Not really crash landing, but it finds a spot, passes right over Bruce. Alfred, he's just like, fuck this. Falls out of the plane, vomits everywhere. And he's like, oh my God. Bruce like, hey, Alfred's like, oh God, Master Wayne, how you doing? And they hug, chat. He sits down. Bruce does like a really fucked up thing where he kind of like nudges Alfred by just like, look at you. Alfred goes, like, what's that about? Like, he already hugged him anyway. And so he puts on all those Batman gear. Eventually, we cut back to the morbidly obese Leonardo DiCaprio. And he's just eating all the food. He's like, we're going to make him work twice as hard. And we still got to get that guy. And all of a sudden, chat, someone bursts in. It's like, it's a fucking giant bat. Oh, my God. And it's like, rat. And then all of a sudden, chat, fucking Batman walks in. He just throws these two guys in. And the big, morbidly obese fat man, he grabs a shotgun, chat, and he starts blasting at Batman. He's like, no, that's not going to happen. Eventually, he gets his whole posse together, and they go after, because Batman runs into the mine, chat. It's a bat's natural habitat. That's stupid. It's a cave. So he goes in there, and Leonardo DiCaprio, he follows him. And he's like, we're going to get the Batman. Eventually, but, Batman, he's skilled. He takes them all out one by one, chat. Easy. I mean, they made a mistake. Eventually, it's just the morbidly obese Leonardo DiCaprio who's going after. He's fucking panicking. He's like, no, leave me alone. Please, no. I've done anything wrong. Yes, you have, man. You're enslaving homeless people. He fucking falls over because, of course, he's a fat guy, chat. They always fall over. And he falls over and he bashes he has a lantern, chat, because he's using fucking 19th century equipment. Not modern day. 19th century. Actual lantern bashes it, sets off, explosions the mine. Eventually, but Batman's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta move your fat ass. Let's go. They get on like a waterway where you sift through the gold and shit. And he puts them in there and they go down like a slide. He's going, until they fall into a gorge, chat. And Batman, he comes up. The fat man's like, I can't swim. Save me. And please. And Batman, he grabs it. Has a little bit of a sarcastic line. Once you taste prison food, you wish I hadn't saved you. And he takes him back to shore, chat. And then we cut to Gotham City. Cut to the soup kitchen again. Ridley, he's reunited with his family. The head of the soup kitchen's happened that all the people have been returned. They're getting the necessary medical attention that they need. What's his name? Oh yeah, Schmeagol. Ridley says, Schmeagol, you can stay with me for a little while when you get back on your feet. And fucking Bruce is like, there. It's like, oh, maybe I can offer you a job, Schmeagol. Maybe you too, Ridley. And they're like, a job? What do you mean? And then Alfred pulls up with the fucking Rolls Royce and goes, come along, Master Wayne. He's like, well, I am Bruce Wayne after all. And they're like, you're fucking Bruce Wayne? Oh my God. And Ridley's like, oh no. Schmeagol's like, man, pinch me, Ridley. He's like, why? Because hit me, knock me out, because I want to wake up a goddamn billionaire. And chat, that is I remember the episode this was called. The Forgotten. I forgot it, chat. I forgot the title of this episode, which is called The Forgotten. There you go. It is very bizarre. Yeah, man, there must have been someone on staff who just had a thing for Cool Hand Luke, or kind of like, just Westerns. It was a very bizarre episode, but I hope you enjoyed the review. We never see the morbidly obese Leonardo DiCaprio cannibal again, Chad. This is his only appearance. None of these other supporting characters, I think, come back again. Maybe they do, but I can't recall.